Hello, in this video we're going to go through the out-of-the-box tax tables in CloudCraze. This should be one of the steps that you take after you've already familiarized yourself with the storefront, have your products already set up, and are moving on to configuring your checkout flow. Generally, it's a good idea to consider the level of tax calculation that needs to be done. If you are looking for an exact tax number to be calculated based off the products in your cart, it is a good idea to look at dedicated tax calculation systems. One great one that we've seen success with at previous clients is Avalara. CloudCraze does have a market template for integrating with Avalara, which will significantly speed up the process of integrating those two systems. So if you're looking to do any sort of complex tax calculation, definitely take a look at some of the dedicated systems for doing that are out there. But the out-of-the-box tax tables will work fine for giving an estimate based on shipping state, your shipping destination, rather, with using the out-of-the-box tables. So here we have Howard Jones logged into the out-of-the-box Cloudburst storefront. Just really quickly going to add a product here and show what the checkout flow sort of looks like prior to setting up these tax tables and where you should expect to see this once you have it set up. So we come into our cart. This looks good. Check out. Okay, for billing country, we'll mark this as United States. State, we'll say Illinois. So the tax will be calculated off of the shipping state. There are ways of extending the product to use the postal code out of the box, but the out-of-the-box tables are going to use the shipping state to do the tax calculation. So here on the order review page is going to be the first screen where we can actually see tax being calculated if there is any. So right now we don't actually have those tax tables set up, so we're not seeing any tax being calculated. So let's go back into the back end of Salesforce here. So right now there's not a CC tax tab as part of the out-of-the-box tabs that come in CloudCraze. So we're actually going to have to add this tab. So we're going to want to go to Setup, search Tabs, and go to Tabs underneath the Create header. So we're going to click on New. Now the object that we're going to be using, the CC tax rate object. Tab style, can pick whatever we want. Do bank. And apply the same tab across profiles. This is just an out-of-the-box org. Just for demo purposes, you'll of course want to take care to make sure that proper permission sets and etc. are being set up on these pages, but for now we can just go ahead and create the tab. So in this drop down here we now see the CC tax rates object or tab. So this will give us access to any of the tax rates that are in the product. Right now there are none, so we'll set up our first tax rate, state code, Illinois IL. The country code, this is important, but this is only US. Do not put USA here or United States. It will not, the product will not properly calculate tax unless it is US. Not exactly sure what the actual Illinois tax rate is. We'll say it's 8.5% for now. We can save that. So now we have our tax rate actually set up for the state. Now obviously you'll need to go through and input the proper tax rates for each of the state. Again, this is just going to be an estimated tax rate that'll be applied to your cart. So now there's a few other places we need to look to make sure that this is actually going to be applicable on our storefront. So for starters, we'll jump into CC Admin. We'll go to our actual storefront settings. And here at the bottom, we want to make sure that this skip tax calculation box is unchecked. So that looks good. Just save it for good measure. Now we want to go to our account that we'll be browsing under. Howard Jones is part of the Acme account, so we'll be looking here. Now in here, we want to make sure that this is not a tax exempt account. Tax exempt might not be part of the layout here, so we'll go ahead and jump in here and look at the layout. See, that might be another field we can add. There it is. So we can scroll down. Generally a good idea to add this to the e-commerce section. This is specific to the e-commerce portion. So now we have that added. Again, just want to make sure that that's unchecked. And then the product, this product was a Cisco Small Business RV Network Security router. So we will find that product. There it is. And we want to make sure that the taxable flag is on here. So now we have our tax rate set up for Illinois. We have ensured that the storefront does not have the skip tax calculation box checked. The account is not a tax exempt account, and our product is taxable. So now if we go back to the storefront, we go back to the cart and go through the checkout process one more time, we should now see tax being calculated. Okay, we have all of our same shipping and billing information, same as last time. Just need to accept the terms and conditions. On the order review page, we can see the estimated tax being calculated based off of that tax rate that we just created. So if we were to put in another state here, if we were to ship to Michigan, say, this would not calculate anything. Again, like we saw when we came through the checkout flow the first time, that would just be, this line would be completely blank. So that is how you go about adding tax rates out of the box in CloudCraze.